Picture this incredibly common scenario. You are lounging on the couch after a long day. Your cat wanders over to you, looking up with massive, dilated pupils. Instinctively, you reach out. You wiggle your fingers over the edge of the cushion, trailing your hand back and forth just out of reach. They wiggle their back end, lock onto your hand, and pounce, wrapping their soft paws around your wrist to give you a gentle, ticklish bite. You laugh, wiggling your fingers again, encouraging them to keep going. It is undeniably adorable and feels like the ultimate bonding moment. But behind that seemingly innocent playtime, there is a dangerous psychological trap being set. It is a mistake that almost every single cat owner makes. If you misunderstand what is actually happening in that exact moment, you could be setting yourself up for years of painful behavior. If you play with your cat using bare hands, stop immediately. What looks like an innocent love bite right now is actually a deeply ingrained psychological trigger. By encouraging it, you are actively wiring their brain for aggression. Let us break down exactly why using your hands to play with your cat is one of the most destructive habits you can build. 1. The misconception. Let us start with the phrase almost every cat owner uses to justify this behavior. Oh, it is just a love bite. They are just giving me kisses. Why do we instinctively do this? Because, as humans, our psychology is fundamentally wired to connect through physical touch and gentle roughhousing. When we wrestle with a puppy or tickle a human toddler, it is a universal sign of affection. It is our way of communicating that we feel entirely safe. We naturally project that exact same human psychology onto our feline companions. We assume that because the bite does not break the skin, and because the cat seems engaged, it must be their quirky way of giving us a hug. We see our wiggling fingers as an open invitation for a friendly game of tag. But here is the harsh reality you must accept to truly understand your pet. Cats are not human toddlers in fur coats. They are highly evolved, apex predators. Even the sweetest house cat lounging peacefully on your rug shares over 95% of its DNA with a wild tiger. When you wiggle your fingers in front of their face, they are not seeing a loving parent initiating a game. They are seeing a target. 2. The psychological truth. To understand why this is so detrimental, we must look at the psychological truth of what is actually happening inside your cat's brain when you offer them your hand. Cats operate on a very specific biological sequence known as the prey drive. It is hardwired into their nervous system. The sequence goes like this: stare, stalk, chase, pounce, bite, and kill. Every single game a cat plays is a vital rehearsal for a hunt. It is a primal, biological urge they absolutely have to satisfy to feel mentally balanced and secure in their territory. When you use your hand to mimic the erratic movements of a mouse, you are completely flipping the switch on that predatory sequence. You are telling them, in a language older than domestication itself, my hand is the prey. Hunt it. In the wild, kittens learn a vital behavioral concept called bite inhibition from their mother and litter mates. When they play fight, if one kitten bites too hard, the other lets out a sharp squeal, pulls away, and stops playing. This teaches a fundamental rule. If I bite too hard, the fun stops immediately. When we adopt them into our homes, we become their sole teachers. When you let them chew on your fingers and you keep wiggling your hand, you are overriding that natural lesson. You are teaching them that human skin is an acceptable toy. You are directly training them to view your physical body as a hunting ground. 3. The future consequence. Now, you might be reading this and thinking, but it does not hurt. My cat is incredibly gentle with me. That might be true right now while they are small. But let us fast forward a year or two. We must talk about the future consequence of this seemingly harmless habit, because it is something most owners deeply regret when it is far too late. A tiny kitten biting your thumb is slightly abrasive. But an adult cat has jaws biologically designed to crush the spines of small rodents. They have needle-sharp teeth and powerful back legs meant to eviscerate struggling prey. When your cat grows up, their prey drive does not simply disappear, it matures. It gets faster, stronger, and significantly more intense. Because you spent their formative months teaching them that your hands and ankles are essentially oversized toys, they will continue to hunt them with full adult strength. Suddenly, the dynamic shifts. You are sitting at your desk, and your adult cat lunges at your forearm, sinking their teeth in deep enough to draw blood. What happens next? Most owners react with understandable shock and anger. They yell. They pull their limbs away violently. They quickly label the cat as aggressive or highly unpredictable. But think about how incredibly unfair that is to the animal. For their entire life, you explicitly told them that your hand was a toy. Suddenly, the rules have completely changed, and they are severely punished for doing exactly what you trained them to do. This shatters their trust in you. An anxious cat is a reactive cat. 4. The solution. If this sounds familiar, do not panic. You can change this dynamic, but you need to act immediately and with absolute consistency. To fix this, establish a black and white boundary in your cat's mind. Rule number 1 is non-negotiable. Toys are for hunting. Hands are for loving. There can be no crossover. Your hands should only ever be associated with positive interactions like petting. If your cat has pent-up predatory energy, provide an appropriate outlet. Interactive wand toys are your absolute best friend. These toys put a crucial physical distance between the prey and your delicate skin. Make the toy act like real prey. Make it hide behind furniture, scurry along the baseboards, and freeze in fear. Let your cat stalk it. And most importantly, let them catch it. Let them bite the toy, kick it with their powerful back legs, and fulfill that primal urge. Once the hunt is over, put the toy away and give them a treat. You have successfully completed the natural hunt cycle. Your hands were never part of the equation. Rule number 2 addresses inevitable mistakes. What happens when you are petting your cat and suddenly they wrap their paws around your wrist and bite? Your human instinct is to rip your hand away. Do not do this. When you yank your hand back, you confirm to your cat's brain, "Yes, this is prey. It is trying to escape." This movement triggers an automatic reflex to bite down even harder. Instead, you must freeze. Go completely limp. Dead prey is boring prey. At the exact moment their teeth touch your skin, let out a sharp, high-pitched ouch. This mimics the sound a hurt littermate makes, startles them, and interrupts the predatory sequence. When they loosen their grip in confusion, slowly pull your hand away. Turn your back and ignore them for 5 minutes. If you are entirely consistent, they will quickly learn that biting you gets them exactly the opposite of what they desire. Fixing this habit requires patience. They do not bite you because they hate you, but because their instincts demand it. Change the rules, provide a proper outlet, and protect your emotional bond with your beloved cat. This consistency will ensure a much happier and safer life for both.